All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father, the Most High, our Creator and our power, who the world ignorantly calls God. His name is Yahweh. In the name of His only begotten Son, our Lord, our Savior, and our Deliverer, the Messiah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh Shah. Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Akakwadash. And double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who taught us this 100% truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. And salutations, peace, blessings, and safety to the hopeful elect, especially in these times. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Akakwadash, Barakatham. Shalom, this is Brother Abiyah with another lesson through the spirit, power, and mercy of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Lord willing, I pray, as always, this lesson is the edifying one unto the elect. Hey, the weakness of a man is the woman. All right, the weakness of a man is a woman. All right, and this lesson is inspired by this video that the brother GMS Watchman posted, which I'm about to play the clip. You know, because it's very true, man. The weakness of a man is the woman, unfortunately, especially in these times that we in right now. You know, the level of simpness is at a all-time high right now. You know, simps is at an all-time high. You know, when it comes to men belittling themselves, emasculating themselves, or they either emasculating themselves or they letting women emasculate them. Right, and hey, that's why the scriptures speak about how there's a new thing in the earth, man. A woman shall compass a man. When, you know, it's supposed to be like, the way that things are supposed to be ran is women are supposed to fear men. Women are supposed to reverence men, their husbands, to be, you know, specific, but in general, a woman is supposed to respect and fear a man. But, you know, nowadays you have women bucking up against men, you know, talking back in a sense of disrespectfully, you know, spitting on men, smacking men, you know, talking crazy. I just seen a video a few days ago. A brother shared it. This woman, well, this dude caught, you know, it's two Jakes. This dude caught his woman cheating. Well, not cheating, excuse me. This man found out that his woman was pregnant, and he was asking her how. I'm not sure what the situation was. Maybe he couldn't have kids or whatever the case was, but he was asking her, like, what's going on? Like, how are you pregnant? And the woman sat there and said to this man's face, don't worry about it. It's not your business. It's your brother's baby. It's not even your baby anyway, so don't worry about it. You know, and that, you know, he was mad, you know, but he wasn't mad enough, man. That level of disrespect, hey, that woman should have been, you know, put to death right then and there. The fact that she's bearing another man's baby, you know, that is the ultimate form of disrespect. It's bad enough that this woman went and laid with another man, but the fact that you're now bearing a bastard child, oh yeah, you have to be stoned, man. These women, the way that these women operate nowadays, man, majority of these women, not all, but majority of them, they should be getting stoned the old-fashioned way, man. All right, but I'm gonna play this clip. You know, and like I said, man, simpness is at an all-time high right now. Matter of fact, a few days ago, a brother had told me, he was telling me about this chick he knows, you know, in the world, sent a screenshot of her conversation with some guy. Right? She sent this screenshot of what the guy said. And the message that the dude said was, well, the first thing he said was, what's your Cash App? And she was confused. She was like, why? And the dude said, well, I just had to make sure I came correct. That's what this dude said. Now, if that ain't the most simp shit I ever heard, I don't know what is. And it's niggas like that that's pretty much altering these women's mindsets and their mentality when it comes to how a relationship is supposed to go, how dating is supposed to go, right? Truthfully, a woman is supposed to only be with one man all of her life, according to the scriptures. Because if a woman, whoever that woman loses her virginity to, that is her husband, and she's supposed to stay with that man until death do them part, until one of the two, go to the spirit world. But nowadays you have women who are testing the waters, quote unquote. They want to quote unquote see what they like and what they don't like. It's just bullshit. It's madness. But it's niggas like that hitting up these females that's making these females think that, okay, well, if any other man ain't coming like this, then they ain't coming correct. They're not, if they're not on this level, basically coming and worshiping and bowing down to me, ready to give me their money, then I don't want to deal with them. Making it hard for the real men out there. But I'm going to play this clip.
I would honestly say it boils down to pornography. Men are becoming so weak because they idolize sex. They put sex on a pedestal, and the quickest and easiest way to weaken a man is sex. And it's the dumbest thing on the planet to invest in women who don't care about you. And all of these OnlyFans girls, all of these porn.
Yeah, and she's speaking from experience, man. She's not just saying this because she heard it through the grapevine. She's not saying this because she has friends that know about this and told her about it. She's saying this from a first person point of view, man. She is telling you by experience that the easiest way to weaken a man is through sex. And that is 100% facts, man. Just look at how big and how fast OnlyFans grew. It was already bad enough where, you had different Patreons, you had different other websites, the actual porn websites, I'm going to say the adult websites that, they have different subscriptions and things like that. But now you have this OnlyFans, and men are literally paying people or paying women to see, to see pictures, to see provocative pictures. That's what we came to. Now you have a bunch of simps and a bunch of whores, man, messing it up. Throwing the balance off, throwing the order of things off. And guess who's at the forefront of that? Who's created that? Esau. Yeah, it's a lot of his women on there, whoring, but majority of those women that's on the OnlyFans, guess what? They Israelite women. And that affects the Israelite household because these women, they want to make money. These women are making literally millions of dollars. I've heard women say they've made $1 million in this short period of time doing OnlyFans, more than they've ever made in their entire lives working. So you have women quitting their day jobs. You have women who are married. You have women who have children and families, and they're forsaking all of that, that role of being a wife, being a woman, to go make money and be whores, so that everybody can see their box and see they, see their whole, that private part of her body, right? Her nakedness that only her husband is supposed to see. They're out there selling that to other men and even other women. Continue this video. I'm gonna start it over actually.
Pornography. I would honestly say it boils down to pornography. Men are becoming so weak because they idolize sex. They put sex on a pedestal, and the quickest and easiest way to weaken a man is sex. And
yeah, because sex is one of the most pleasurable things to a man, and because it's one of the most pleasurable things to a man, it's one of the things that weakens a man the most. A woman.
It's the dumbest thing on the planet to invest in women who don't care about you. And all of these OnlyFans girls, all of these porn sites, all these webcam girls, they're there to manipulate you. So the reason why men have lost all their masculinity is that they put looks and appearance on a pedestal. And if a woman looks like a woman that he likes, he will drop all of his boundaries and standards just to get her attention, and she manipulates you. And if you're a man who can get manipulated by a pretty girl, you are the weakest man in the world. You're the weakest. Whereas if you're a man who can stand strong with a beautiful girl, you're the strongest. So I think because men are becoming so weak to beauty and so saturated by sex and stuff, that's why we've got no masculinity left.
And that's facts, man. And even these women who are the ones manipulating, the ones who are finessing and, making all of this money off of these simp men, off of these weak men, even they will tell you that they would never be able to take those men seriously. Even though they feeding off of them, these men are paying their bills. These men are putting money in their pockets and making them stable. They will never take these men serious because they understand that it's so easy to manipulate them. It's so easy to get over on them. And they don't look at them as real men, which they're not. And rightfully so. A man who's willing to, do the things that these men do don't deserve no respect. Right? And they need to, take a back seat because there are real men out there, but it's making it hard for the real men out there when it comes to these women because of their mindset, their mentality, their pride. You can't tell these bitches nothing nowadays, man. And you got even ugly, overweight bitches. And I'm going to call them how they is, man, because they shameless. And the scripture says, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. These hoes ain't nothing but bitches, man. And that, that's just how it is. That's just how it is, man. That's how they act. That's what they are. But it was another point I wanted to make, too.
Because men are becoming so weak to beauty and so saturated by sex and stuff, that's why we've got no masculinity left.
I don't know, the other point I had slipped my mind, but maybe it'll come back. Well, like the title of this lesson, the weakness of a man is the woman. I'm going to start off with Proverbs 31:3. It says, give not thy strength unto women. Don't give your strength unto women, because as a man, I remember my point now. As a man, you are supposed to be the prize. We are supposed to be the heads. We're supposed to be the ones that are sought after. But you have men pursuing women nowadays. Women are supposed to be pursuing us. Okay? They call it what they call it. Damn, what's that word? It's on the tip of my tongue. I think it starts with a T. Basically, what these women do nowadays, they basically test these men, put them through different tests and intentionally bullshit them and see if they're gonna last and see what they can get away with and what they can't get away with. I forget the word though, but basically, they basically play these games, man. All right, and if men were actually strong and actually stood on business and didn't fought for that shit and allow that to happen, right there, men are basically enabling these women. So if men didn't allow that to happen, guess what? Women don't have no choice but to humble themselves and to play their role, all right, and how they supposed to play it. Women, if men didn't enable these women and throw money at them just for looking pretty, didn't praise them, didn't belittle themselves, didn't allow women to get away with the things that they're allowing them to get away with, then things will be in their rightful order. But hey, the turning of things upside down. Okay? And as I was gonna say, my point earlier, I was saying how women don't take these men serious who they're manipulating, and they're if you're actually able to stand up to a woman and put her in her place, hey, women are attracted to that, even though they may tell you, hey, for the most part, 99% of these women, they don't know what they want. They'll tell you this, they'll tell you that, but then their actions show you something completely different, the opposite. Women are very simple, and women are women are like children in a lot of ways, right? Just how, like, if you ask a child what they want to eat and they tell you something, and then, they get the food and then they don't want to eat it, they want something else. That's just like a woman. A woman will tell you they want this kind of man, they're attracted to this and that, but then they get that kind of man, and that's not what they want, right? For example, these women, they tell you they want a so-called high-value man, who's stable, he's stable, he's attractive, he's well off in all the ways that is fitting to her. Let's just say that. All right, but guess what? A man like that is not going to only be loyal to one woman, because there are many women that are desiring that man. There are many women whose attributes are the same as yours, right? There's other women who want this tall man. There's other women who want this, this stable man, this financially stable man, this man who, has some brains, has something going for himself. So when they get that and they figure out that, hey, it's not all about you, it's not your rules, that that man has power. But unfortunately, that's what you need nowadays. You need money. You need these material things. You need these tangible possessions in order for a woman to look at you as valuable, in order for her to even begin to respect you. But it all goes back to the mindset, man. It wouldn't be like that if men didn't tolerate these women's BS. It wouldn't be about looks. It wouldn't be about money. It wouldn't be about cars and so on and so forth. That's what it has become, because men have given their strength unto these women, okay, and they've become weak. But continuing in Proverbs 31:3, it says, "Nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings," right? And that can destroy a king, because guess what? Even kings are weak to women. A king who's supposed to be this strong, mighty man, this wise man, this man that nobody can get over on, who don't take no mess. A woman can weaken that man's knees. A woman can make that man vulnerable. Right nowadays, guess what? If you have an enemy, and this goes way back, but we see it happen in real time. And if you have an enemy, what is the best way to catch that man off guard? Right? You want to catch your enemy. You want to cause harm to your enemy. And this is just speaking from a carnal point of view, because again, we see these things happen. If you want to catch that man, unawares, you want to catch him when he least expected and when he's the most vulnerable and open. What's the best way to do it? Yeah, you can say, oh, when he's intoxicated, or he been drinking, or whatever. But even more so than that, put a beautiful woman in front of him. That man is going to be distracted. He's going to be caught off guard. He's going to be caught up in that woman. Especially if, he's laying with that woman. That is the ultimate vulnerable, state of a man. But like it says, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings, man. And that which destroyeth kings is a woman. A woman can throw your judgment off, right? A woman can bring, drama and confusion, and those things are contagious, man. Women are very needy. They're very dependent. They're constantly wanting. So this is why, as a king, men, they put that foot down. They had standards, they had boundaries. Women didn't stay in the same area as the man. Women couldn't just come to the king whenever they wanted to. Nowadays, a woman, you live with a woman or something, they come to you with their problems and their emotions and so on and so forth. when they you know, and don't even ask you beforehand. But I'm gonna continue on. Sirach 25:21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. Yeah, because that saying, you know, it's a pretty corny saying, but it's, you know, it's a well-known saying. Everything that glitter ain't gold. But, you know, it's true at the end of the day. As cliche as it is, it's very true. Everything that looks good, everything that smells good, everything that is appealing to the eyes, to the outward, don't mean it's the inward or the actual value of that thing is as it looks. Right? Certain stones, you know, they look like diamonds, but they're not diamonds. You have something called pyrite. They call it fool's gold. It looks like gold, but it's not gold. Okay? So everything that looks appealing on the outside is not necessarily good for you. That's why I said, stumble not at the beauty of a woman, because, hey, a woman will cause you to fall, man. And desire her not for pleasure. We supposed to, you know, want women that are actually assets to us. There's plenty of beautiful women out here, of course, yes. You know, and we are men. We love beautiful women. We love attractive women, fair women that are good to look on, yes, of course. But our sole purpose of dealing with her shouldn't be because of that. No, nowadays it's rare to have, you know, it's rare that, you know, there's a beautiful woman who has her you know, a head on her shoulders, you know, who's in her right mind. A lot of these women who look the best, they be in the worst state. They be, you know, so-called bipolar, right? Which they got a lot of spirits on them from these different men that they dealing with. A lot of them are fucking crazy. A lot of them are extremely emotional. You know, they may deal with depression. These women, they're not what they're, you know, made out to be. All right, but in the kingdom, man, everything's gonna be in its rightful order, and these women's inside is gonna match their outside. Matter of fact, the outside gonna be, man. These women, you know, the women our women, the Israelite woman is gonna be magnified. They're gonna be, you know, they're gonna be our glory again. And they're gonna be beautiful. Our women, our wives are gonna be beautiful, man. But they're not gonna have the same spirit and the same mindset that they have now. They're gonna be perfect in mind. Their hearts. Like the scriptures say, there's nothing so much as worth as a woman. Matter of fact, let me grab it. Excuse me. Was it man and wife? Yeah. Sirach 25:1. It says, "In 3 things I was beautified, and stood up beautiful both before the Most High and men: the unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, a man and a wife that agree together." You know, because that's a beautiful thing. Nowadays, you have tension, you have contention, you have disrespect, you have, you know, you just have a lot of instability when it comes to relationships and you know, man and woman nowadays. You know, it's a lot of you know, pride and, you know, it's just a lot. It's just off. It's out of order, man. There's another one. I'm gonna just quote it. It says like, "Hast thou a wife after thine own heart? Put her not away," or something like that. Just paraphrasing it. Hey, if you got a woman who's after your own mind, she's agreeable. She is willing to be led. Hey, that's a woman who has some value. She's not arguing with you, trying to tell you what she wants and how she want to do things. Hey, a woman who's willing to take the lead, or excuse me, not take the lead, but follow your lead, right? And that's a treasure right there. All right, as long as she continues to do so. 1 Corinthians 11:3, it says, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of the anointed is the Most High." All right, that's the order that the Heavenly Father set up. All right, it begins Yahweh Shai, the Israelite man, and then the Israelite woman, and then the children. Okay, but nowadays you have women who will tell you to their face that women are better than men. They'll tell you that men ain't shit. They'll tell you to your face, when at one point a woman wouldn't have dared to even say that to no man, in his face or behind his back. But they had the disrespect, the lack of reverence for men nowadays is terrible. It says, verse 8, "For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man." All right, just how Eve came of Adam. Hey, these women, they come of us, and somebody might try to argue with that or be confused with that and say, "Oh no, well, you can't have no man if you don't have no woman." That's not what it's saying. Of course, obviously we're all born of women. We all come through that process of a woman giving birth, but it's saying from the very beginning, man, women came from men, right? When the Heavenly Father seen man upon earth, he said it's not good that man should be alone. So he made us a counterpart. He made us a helpmeet, one that was supposed to be like unto us, right, after our own mind, right? The word woman itself, the definition of the word woman literally means female servant, right? That's a real wife. A woman is supposed to serve her man, serve her husband. But you have disorder, you have contention, you have arguing, you have vain opinions, and so on and so forth. The things that we deal with, the trouble in the flesh. All right, verse 9. "Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man." All right, yeah. The woman was created for the man, not the other way around. They're supposed to worship the ground that we walk on, not the other way around. All right. They were made for, us as helps, first and foremost, but also for our pleasure. A woman is not supposed to know what another man's private look like. A woman is only supposed to know what one man's penis look like, man. Her husband. That's it. But you have women, again, like I mentioned earlier, they say, "Oh, I want to find what I like and what I don't like." They really talking about sex, man. They're not talking about, "Oh, I want to, date these men, not get sexual. I just want to see what these men's minds are like. I just want to see what they're about." No, man, they talking about laying down with these men and seeing what the hell they like. That's fucking wicked. And the fact that these women get around the way that they do, these women are so loose. It's very rare to find a woman of value nowadays. I guess, like the scriptures say, let me see. Proverbs 31:10. It says, "Who can find a virtuous woman?" It says, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies." Yeah, and rubies are considered a treasure. They're considered precious. They're considered rare. So a virtuous woman, meaning an honorable woman, okay, a respectable woman, a humble, meek, shamefaced woman is a treasure, man, because it's very rare to find in these days. 1 Esdras 4:13. Then the third, who had spoken of women and of the truth, this was Zerubbabel, began to speak. O ye men, is it not the great king? It is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it the wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or have the lordship over them? Are they not women? So there, the conversation was being had, of these men, these wise men, basically, saying who is the most powerful, who has the most influence and the most, basically power over people, over men, over the king, over people. And one man said wine, one man said the king, and then this man, Zerubbabel, said women. All right, verse 15. Women have borne the king and all the people that bear rule by sea and land. Even of them came they, and they nourished them up that planted the vineyards, from whence the wine cometh. So he's saying, hey, women brought forth the wine and the king. So it's not the wine that's the strongest, and it's not the king that's the strongest, because they both came, technically they both came from men, because the woman had the young man child that grew up and became king, and also the woman brought forth those children that grew up to be men that planted those vineyards. Okay, or whoever planted the vineyards, it came from the woman. It says, these also make garments for men, these bring glory unto men, and without women cannot men be. It says, yea, and if men have gathered together gold and silver and any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman, which is comely in favor and beauty? Yeah. Prime example today. When Jake, hey, Jake love women, man. Jake like nice things as well. So when Jake get nice things, a man, a heterosexual man, hey, they gonna want to show it off to women, because they know what women like. They know, again, speaking about the current times we in, women like nice things. Women like nice cars. They like flashy, glittery, shiny shit. Things that look nice, things that feel nice. Women are sensual. Okay? So if a man has those things, guess what? He's gonna go around women, because he know that's gonna attract his women. It's gonna lure them in, so he can deal with them. All right? And even before that, women, men go get those things for the sake of women. All right? Let me continue on. Verse 19. It says, and letting all those things go, do they not gape, and even with open mouth fix their eyes fast on her? And have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold or any goodly thing whatsoever? Yeah, anything that look good, anything that's considered, nice, valuable, luxury, whatever. Yeah, those things are nice, but guess what? The true reason the men even go get those things or want those things, I'm not saying 100% of the time, but for the most part, men go get those things and obtain those things for women, to impress women, so that those women can cleave to them, and that they can get that have their way with these women. Just look at when Jake make music, these so-called rappers and these musicians and all that, what do they brag about? The nice things they got and how those things are able to get them women. That's how I go. All right. It says, and letting all those things go, do they not, verse 20. It says, a man leaveth his own father that brought him up, and his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife. It says, he sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father nor mother nor country. By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you. Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman? Yeah, and I know people who You know, not know now, but I've known and also seen people, men, who give their woman all they check. There's men out there who work and they don't even have their money for themselves. They give their whole check to their woman. Or if they're not literally giving it to them, they're spending it on them. So all that, that labor and the toiling and working and, hustling and grinding and all that, it's all to maintain the woman. A man that who's the head of his household and he's the breadwinner. Guess what? He's taking care of his woman. It says, yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and to steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers, and looketh upon a lion, and goeth in the darkness, and when he have stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love. So you got men out there who do dirt for the sake of women. Right? You got, niggas who sell drugs, and other illegal things to get money, to get, possessions. So guess what? To all to impress a woman. You got niggas who gangbang just to impress a woman. Guess what? They're going out and they're stealing, whatever it may be. They finessing, they scamming, they doing this and that. All so they can obtain things that they know women like. All right, it says, wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father and mother. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. Yeah, it's men who have lost their damn mind over these women. There's men right now doing prison time, doing time in prison. Guess what? All behind a woman, whether it be jealousy, whether it be, the woman committed adultery, whether it be he was out there doing some dirt to try to support her or to try to impress her, or hey, there's men out there doing time for the sake of these women. There's men out there that was manipulated by women to harm somebody else because she's a good-looking woman. She tell you to kill somebody, and you go kill them, and now you spending the rest of your life in jail, and she out there on that carousel, on that cop carousel, man. Still doing her. Ain't worried about you, but you done threw your life away for this woman. You have men who kill themselves over women. I was just watching this video a couple of days ago, actually. This was about 6 years ago it happened. This young girl, it was a couple. It was about 18 years old. Jake. The girl killed herself for whatever reason, right? And the dude, he couldn't handle it, so he ended up offing himself too. I'm sure there's more to the story, but guess what? He took his life because of that girl. Even though that was his girl, and I'm sure he was hurt. That's not a reason to go off yourself too. But hey, that's how the Lord had that situation play out. Verse 27, many also have perished and have erred and sinned for women. That's plain, man. Many men have gone off, did wrong, did dirt for women. Right? And that's your strength, right? Part of your strength is your freedom. So if you giving up your freedom, you damn sure giving up all your strength, because now you're giving your life over to, whoever is in charge at the prison. Now another man is telling you when to shower, when to eat, when to go to sleep. It says, and now do ye not believe me? Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? It says, yet did I see him and Apame, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admirable Bardicus, sitting at the right hand of the king. Right, this woman who's a concubine was sitting at the right hand of a king. Right now, this king has everybody in fear. You can't, men don't want to look in his eyes. Men don't want to touch him, because if you touch the king, and you wasn't sanctioned to do so, he'll have your hand cut off, or he probably even had you killed. But this woman that was sitting next to the king, listen to this, verse 30. And taking the crown from the king's head. Yeah, not only did she touch him, she took his crown, his signet of rulership off of his head, and setting it upon her own head. Now the bitch didn't went 2-3 deep. She touched him, took the crown off his head, and then put it on her head. Now, imagine that same scenario with another man. A man taking the king's crown off of his head and putting it on his own head. Oh, it's off with your head. But this woman did it, and setting it upon her own head, she also struck the king with her left hand. You know how women, like to hit. It says, and yet for all this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. So he still was, simped up, man. He was looking at her like, oh man, you just so beautiful, baby. Chill out and stop playing. He laughed also. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter, that she might be reconciled to him again. Stop playing, baby. It's all good, Like, come on, man. That is a woman making the king vulnerable and weak. All right. In verse First Esdras 4:32. O ye men, how can it be but women should be so strong? Should be strong, seeing they do thus. Yeah, man. So that's a prime example of how a woman can weaken a man. And hey, now more so than ever in these last days, we need to, stand up. Right? And it's beautiful to see, men are standing up. I would like to see it happen more, because OnlyFans is still a thing. These bitches still got funky ass attitudes. Still can't tell them nothing. But at the end of the day, Jacob's Trouble is gonna have to humble these, majority of these women, if not all. I'm gonna say all, man. Jacob's Trouble has to humble these women. All right, these women have to be brought low. They have to be put in a very dire, straight situation in order for them to truly go back to their nature, man. Because right now, you can't tell them nothing. None of these women. Isaiah 46:8. Remember this, and show yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. Yeah, so we're commanded to gird up our loins, to show ourselves men unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Especially us men who follow Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Okay? Hey, the woman is going to be part of our test in the near future as well, man. Right? Isaiah 4:1, as I say, yes, Isaiah 4:1 is going to be, a time of, beautiful women trying to cleave unto us. But guess what? It's also going to be a time of testing and trying as well. You're going to have discernment. You're going to have, that proper judgment to see which woman is honest and true, and which one is being manipulative, and who's going to be a liability. Remember these scriptures, man. Don't just want these women for pleasure. How can you help me in my situation? How can you bring to the table in this time of need? What can you do for me? Why should I, Lord willing, we be those men of gold, man, those elect men, and are able to take away these women's shame and reproach? Why should I? What do you have for me? What is the collateral? All right, but hey, man, let us, this go for me first and foremost. Let us show ourselves men, especially in these last days. Lord willing, this was edifying, and with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Akakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, peace, blessings, and safety to the 04 elect. DTA about Babor, Kwame Ashala. Till next time, Shalom.